Did the White House fire a bunch of people because they admitted to smoking weed or not? This should be easy, right? This should be like a really easy thing to get down to the bottom of, but it didn't seem like it was with Jen Psaki today. Let me tell you what's going on. This is interesting, and I want to get your take on this and what you think about what's happening here. We have to go back to go forward. We're going to do this very quick. This was just a few years ago, maybe even 2020, actually, when Kamala Harris, the current vice president, was on the Breakfast Club radio show. They said, do you smoke marijuana or have you ever smoked marijuana?
I have.
Okay.
Like I inhale. I did inhale. Okay. It was a long time ago. But yes.
At the time.
All right, there she goes. She said, I smoked and I inhaled. And then they asked her later, what would you listen to? And she talked about listening to music while she got stoned. And so there you are. You have the vice president, the sitting vice president, admitting to smoking marijuana. Why do we have this then? 5 who used marijuana in the past will exit the White House. In February, the Biden administration signaled that past marijuana use would not necessarily disqualify a person from employment by relaxing longstanding policies that have barred some past users of the drug from working in the White House, okay? The change was seen as a way to open the door for younger talent, and all of them have smoked weed. Every last one of them have smoked weed. And they said younger talent from parts of the country where marijuana has been legalized to take part. But it took only a few weeks for the new guidelines to be publicly tested. So this started on Friday, responding to a news report from the Daily Beast that said dozens of young staff members had been pushed to resign or had been reassigned to remote work based on their past marijuana use. So it looks like dozens were told you can't work in the White House. You're going to have to work remotely. We'll keep you on Zoom or something. And then 5 of them were told you're fired because you smoked weed. This is against what they were suggesting was going to happen with these people. So why did this happen? Well, let's get to the questions today at the White House. Jen Psaki was asked about this very thing. Why were these people fired, especially if the vice president of the United States admitted to smoking weed herself? This isn't a huge deal.
Let me first say that what we tried to do as an administration was work with the security service, who actually makes these determinations about suitability for serving in government. In the past, and I served in the Obama-Biden administration, the rules were actually far more stringent. So that isn't about anyone's personal point of view. It's about working through the process, the history, and modernizing it and taking steps to address the fact that marijuana is legal in a number of states across the country. It is still illegal federally, right? We know that. There were, as I noted, I think in our comment last week, 5 individuals who are no longer employed at the White House. A number of them, there were other security issues that were raised. And, that's an unfortunate conclusion, of course, but what we tried to do is enable additional members of the team who would not have been able to continue serving in past administrations to continue serving by updating our policy in coordination with the security service.
All right, that was a lot of word salad, but here's what it seemed like she said to me. Number one, it almost seemed like they were hamstrung by the White House security staff. I mean, I'm pretty sure President Biden, Vice President Harris, who smokes weed herself or has in the past, and others have all the power in the world to have whomever they want working in the White House. It's not like criminals haven't worked in the White House before, am I right? But they didn't do anything about it, and they're using that as a pass the buck moment. So it's like White House security policy. It doesn't seem to hold water to me. You can overturn that. And the second thing is they're trying to take credit and say way more staffers are able to stay on board than would have in the past. So all these people, dozens of them who admitted to smoking a little reefer in their background, well, those people are still working for us. Yeah, but not in the White House. She sent them home to work remotely. And they'll probably be weeded out eventually. So they continue to push.
Follow up on that. Surely President Biden could, implement changes here unilaterally and just say that these people can come to work for him?
Well, I think if marijuana was federally legal, that might be a different circumstance. But I don't think I have any more for this on this for you. Go ahead.
More data on the number of people impacted other
She's
than
upset now.
who were terminated?
I don't have any more data for you other than to convey that there were a number of people who would not have been able to serve in past administrations. And because of our efforts to modernize and work with the security service, they're able to serve.
Okay, so she said they're able to serve. it seems like she wants to say something that would defend her point, which is why she's getting upset, but she's not able to do so. Right now, they're on their heels. You got articles like this from The Hill. White House defends dismissal of staffers over marijuana use. The White House on Wednesday issued additional defense of its decision to dismiss 5 staffers due to the administration's policy on past marijuana use, saying it's still illegal federally. Psaki, during a White House press briefing, responded to questions on the Biden administration's commitment to not automatically disqualify staff members for past marijuana use. I mean, these people could have just lied. The policy came under scrutiny last week after the Daily Beast article. The New York Post jumping in. Psaki won't say why the White House fired staff for pot when VP Harris is also a past user. To everybody else, this seems silly. It doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. And when we're watching this, we're going, how are you helpless? You're the White House. Are you not in charge? If you are, you're going to get rid of people or not let them work in the White House and make them work remotely because they smoked weed? This doesn't seem like what you promised. What do you think about this? Should people who admit to smoking weed, especially when they're asked the question and told that their answer may lead to a different circumstance, should they be allowed to work in the White House? Or is this something where these people are criminals? It's a federal law. They just can't do it. They can't overpower the security rules in the White House. Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong here? And what should happen next? What do you think? Let me know. I know you will. You always do. And I'll be reading your comments. Make sure you give me a follow over on Facebook, facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit that follow button. And on YouTube, hit subscribe. And guess what? A free news video. Whatever's happening in the world, the biggest stories brought to you every single day. And we'll see you real soon.